Good greetings to everyone watching this video. Today we will be seeing the poem My Last Duchess, written by Robert Browning, a Victorian poet. I am Miss A. Hozia Antonette, an assistant professor in English from the Theivanai Ammal College for Women, Villupuram. Let's look at the background part of the poem first. This poem was published in 1842 as part of the Dramatic Lyrics Poetic Collection. The whole poem has the structure of a dramatic monologue. It is addressed to a silent listener. The overarching themes are power, control, and jealousy. Okay, so along with Browning, we regard poets like Alfred Lord Tennyson and Matthew Arnold as the representatives of the Victorian age. The Victorian era itself is known for its social and political change in contrast to the periods that it succeeded. Here, the Browning's use of dramatic monologue allows readers to explore complex human emotions, and the more important part of this poem is the psychological depth that Browning dives into. A special note for the author, Robert Browning. He was born on May 7, 1812 in Camberwell, London. He became one of the most influential poets of the Victorian era through time. At first, he was not a very famous poet, even when compared to his wife, Mrs. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. He was less famous in comparison. He has other works which are also famous apart from My Last Duchess. They are The Ring and the Book, Porphyria's Lover, and The Pied Piper of Hamelin. All of these dive into the complex human emotions and moral dilemmas. Here, this poem is known for how it deals with themes like obsession, power, guilt, and moral ambiguity. We'll see what is moral ambiguity as we go through the lines of the poem. The first slide of the poem shows lines 1 to 15. Though I have split up the poem into parts, the whole poem is written as one single paragraph. You must remember that. Before going into the poem, let me give a few points about the setting of the poem, how the poem is set, and where the whole dramatic monologue is happening. Okay, the Duke has decided to remarry again, and he is searching for his prospects, and he has decided to marry his count's daughter. The count is the modern day equivalent of a clerk. Okay, and the count has sent his servant to investigate or to look at the duke, or to visit the duke and have a conversation with him about marriage. Okay, the picture that you see on the right shows two people. On the left there is a duke, on the right we can see the count's servant. And when the count's servant arrives, the Duke takes him upstairs, away from his administrative place, to a place where he has so many art collections. There we can see so many statues and paintings that were collected by the Duke. Okay, there she is. Okay, she is in a painting. His last Duchess. Okay, as it is said in the title, My Last Duchess. Okay, and pointing at the painting of his last Duchess, the poem starts. Okay, so he points at the poem and he says, that's my last Duchess. Okay, and he says she looks as if she were alive, which means that she is not alive now, she is dead, and the cause of which we'll be seeing it in the next few lines. Okay, the painting that he is showing to the count's servant was painted by Friar Pandolf. Friar is a Catholic priest. Okay, and Friar, he is saying it's so beautiful, the painting is so beautiful, and so many people look at the blush on her cheek, they just turn to me and ask whether you are the cause of that blush. Okay, but he is saying no, it's not because of the husband's presence alone. Okay, husband's presence, by the husband he is meaning himself. Okay, the spot of joy on the Duchess's cheek is not because of the husband alone, the Duke says. So what else can be the reason? He's guessing it might be because of a compliment that the friar gave to her while he was painting her portrait. Okay, maybe friar said that the mantle wraps over your wrist too much. Mantle is the Indian equivalent of a shawl. Okay, maybe he complimented that the dress is covering too much of your beauty, or I cannot paint, or I cannot reproduce the beauty that you have on your face with mere paint. Okay, all this might have made her laugh. He's saying, laugh or smile, blush. Okay, he's not happy about it. Okay, he's saying that she thought it was courtesy. Okay, by saying she thought it was courtesy, the Duke is actually meaning he doesn't think it's courtesy. He might have thought it as a flirtation. Okay, and he's describing the Duchess as a person with a heart that is made happy by the simplest of things. Okay, he doesn't mean it as a compliment. He doesn't mean it as a token of appreciation. He is actually very frustrated about it. He's saying, as a Duchess, she mustn't be glad very soon. She mustn't be made happy easily. She must have had a stern demeanor, but that was not the thing with her. Okay, she was easily impressed. Okay, she was not easily impressed only by me. Okay, she was impressed by anybody. Here the Duke is insinuating that the Duchess is promiscuous. Might be. Okay, but as simple as a smile, he is not happy about it. Okay, if the Duke had been a very good partner, he would have been happy at the sight of his partner being happy. But the Duke is not such a person. He wants all of the happiness, all of the blush, smiles, and all of it to be directed only to him. Okay, he wants the Duchess to be devoted to him. Okay, but that's not the case here, he says. Okay, so he's saying everything was the same to her. Okay, it was all one, meaning everything was the same to her. My favor at her breast, which means any jewel that I gave to her that hang on her breast, and the sunset, daylight dropping in the west means sunset. Okay, and the bow of cherries. If some officious fool is somebody who just pops in without saying, and if somebody were to give cherries to her, all of it would mean the same to her. She would blush the same, she would give the same compliments, and he's not happy about it. Okay, she's saying he tries to justify. He's saying, I'm not annoyed that she thanks men. Okay, that's good, but she thanks them like she thanks me. Okay, she's saying he is saying that the gift of a 900 years old name. Okay, his aristocratic family has spanned over a time period of 900 years, and that is not the same as some officious fool giving her cherries. Okay, but she treated it like that. The Duke is assuming. Okay, never once that he is saying that the Duchess said that to him. The Duchess did not do that to him. He's doing that to himself. He's assuming that he is being treated inferiorly. Okay, so but then from the start of the poem, the Duke is saying all of the Duchess's behavior is making him unhappy, but never once he has made an attempt to explain all this to the Duchess. It can be seen in this line. He is saying that I will not stoop below my rank. Okay, I will not go down to her, have an argument and say this is not fine with me, you should not do that, and here alone if you adjust it will be fine. I am not going to talk like that. Okay, he's saying I am somebody who is on a pedestal. Okay, he's placing himself on a pedestal. He's very, very conceited. He's saying if I were to go and explain, even if I'm good with my words, okay, he's saying I am not so, but even if I am, okay, good with my words, that is not going to prove that I'm not stooping from my level. Okay, he doesn't want to go down to the Duchess's level. Okay, but he is not also saying that the Duchess didn't like him. Okay, he's saying that whenever he passed, the Duchess smiled at him. Okay, but the only thing that bothers him is anybody who passed the Duchess was smiled at like that. Okay, he wants her to smile only at him. Okay, so he's saying this continued happening, and one day what did the Duke do? He gave commands, he's saying. Okay, in the last slide we can see this grew, I gave commands. Okay, what kind of commands that can be? Okay, it is a command of execution. Okay, one day he ordered the Duchess to be just done with. Okay, to be killed. That is what he's. Then all smiles stopped together. Okay, her personality itself was full of blushes, and if it means it stopped together, it only means she's dead. Okay, the next line proves it. There she stands as if alive. Okay, as if alive meaning she's dead now. Okay, just for being happy, just for finding joy in simple things, the Duchess has been killed by the Duke. Okay, at the beginning of the poem we can see that the Duke asked the Count's servant to sit. Okay, he asked him to, will you please sit, sir, he asked. Now he is asking him to rise up. Okay, they are going to rise up, they are going to go down, and they have people meeting downstairs, and he calls the Count's servant to go down. Okay, and he also talks about dowry that is going to be involved in the next marriage he is going to be doing with the count's daughter. Okay, he's saying your master is very well known. Okay, your master's known munificence is ample warrant, which means he's very famous, and that itself shows that no dowry will be denied for me. Whatever I ask will be given, but the object which I want the most is his daughter's self itself. Okay, so again the next Duchess, the next person in line. Okay, all throughout the poem he was talking about his last Duchess. Now by the end of the poem he is talking about his next Duchess also. Even then he views his next Duchess as an object. Okay, so when the count's servant starts going downstairs, he disrupts him and he says, "Nay, we'll go down together, sir." Okay, he's saying, "I'll come with you. We'll go down together." And just before they go down, he is pointing at another statue, a bronze statue gifted to him by the claws of Innsbruck. Okay, which is the statue of the sea god Neptune. Okay, sea god Neptune taming a seahorse. Okay, he's showing that with a pride, with a sense of pride, and showing, see, that bronze statue was given to me as a gift. Okay, so here it is a symbolism. The sea god is actually taming a seahorse. Okay, so that is what he was doing to all his duchesses. Okay, so the whole poem shows how the Duke tried to control the Duchess, and he in vain. He was not able to control her. So when he decided that she is not a person that can be controlled, he got her executed. Okay, even after her death, he is controlling the Duchess's painting. Okay, in the middle we can see he says that not everybody can look at the Duchess's portrait. Only if I unveil the curtain, you'll be able to see it. Okay, even now he has the Duchess's presence, the presence of the portrait, all to himself. So this is the structure of the poem. We are going through an overview. First and most important thing, the whole poem is written as a dramatic monologue addressed to a silent listener. Okay, and the whole poem is also written in iambic pentameter. Okay, you know pentameter has 10 syllables, 5 stressed and 5 unstressed syllables in rhymed couplets. Okay, and now the entire poem is one single stanza with no breaks in between. The most important thing that is to be noted here is the psychological depth. We don't know whether the Duke is good or not. We don't know whether the Duchess smiled at every person she saw or not. Whether he is alluding that she was promiscuous or not. Okay, but it shows how evil things that humans are capable of when they have so much power in their hands. And even if the Duke has so much wealth, so much things, he wanted the attention of his Duchess. Okay, so it can show how what things humans are capable of and what things humans still keep craving. Okay, you might be at the zenith of something, you might be the ruler of an entire nation, but still you might crave for something and you might not even get. Okay, until the very end he did not get what he wanted. Okay, he just had the Duchess executed. Okay, so the whole poem builds tension when the reader starts from the very first. He is intrigued as what has happened to the Duchess and what did the Duke do. Okay, that is a very important element of this poem. These are the overarching themes that we saw throughout the poem. The first one is power and control. The second one is jealousy and possession. The third one is art and aesthetic, and the fourth one is the most important one, gender and objectification, which actually seeps through class and whatever it is. The Duchess is a woman from a very high class and aristocratic society, but even then she also is being objectified. She is being oppressed because of her gender. Okay, she is seen as something low. The Duke views a conversation with her as stooping low. Okay, so that is very clear, gender and objectification. And the last but not the least is the morality and corruption. Okay, how corrupted the mind of the Duke is, and where the line of morality lies when he decides to kill his own wife just because of not getting attention. So these are the overarching themes, and I hope you enjoy the whole class. You can also ask several other questions and probe into the poem in different perspectives. Thank you for listening. Study further. Thank you.